Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you something I've been working on for a while, a full collection of 5 black spruce trees built and optimized for Unreal Engine 5.8, and I'm giving them away for free. So as you can see, I like this long, skinny, dead looking horror vibe. So I focus on dark environments and dark, mysterious and horror-like environments. Let's start with the scale of this. Each tree sits at around approximately 3 to 5 million triangles. That's a huge amount of geometry, so to keep performance in check, I ran them through a Nanite foliage using the voxelization as the preservation method. So keep in mind, under project settings for your own project, you need to enable the Nanite foliage. This keeps the fine detail of the branches and needles intact while letting Nanite handle the heavy lifting on rendering. So no alpha testing, no alpha cards. Same technique like CD Projekt Red is using on The Witcher 4. Now, movement. Trees that don't move don't feel alive, so wind was a huge focus for this project. I'm using the dynamic wind plugin driven through the procedural vegetation editor, so you need the plugin also. Okay, that system needs to be enabled because it powers the BP_global foliage actor. That's the blueprint that controls wind intensity across the whole scene. But here's the part I'm most proud of. Instead of relying on a generic vegetation skeleton, I built my own custom bone hierarchy for the trees. Almost 950 bones per tree as far as I can remember. Level 1 is the trunk, level 2 covers the live branches, and level 3 handles the dead branches, each responding differently to a wind. To make that hierarchy actually usable, I wrote a Python script that runs inside Unreal Engine 5.8. It executes a JSON file that transfers every single bone name from SpeedTree, so you need an XML file from SpeedTree being exported, and then straight into the wind transform provider. And as you can see here also, I created 5 actor foliage assets. So each actor foliage contains the black spruce, and when you open this one up, inside those actor foliage assets, there is a blueprint. An actor blueprint is sitting inside this actor foliage. So this will give us the opportunity to paint skeletal trees. Feel free to drag and drop these actor foliage assets into your foliage mode, and you can paint my trees here. It's all set up. Once that provider's connected to the skeletal trees, we get fully custom bone-driven wind animation, completely unique to this tree collection. So no material parameters like world position, offset, nothing like that. It's completely bone-driven wind animation. We have a simple bark material. You can open this material instance called mi_bark. This is being attached to each of those trees. Feel free to adjust normal intensity, tint, contrast, brightness, saturation, desaturation, so on and so forth. You have already a displaced trunk, a so-called displaced bark material. 2 of those trees share the so-called mi_needles A, and the tree number 3, 4, and 5, they are gonna use the needles B, mi_needles B. You can also adjust here the brightness, the strength, and also the contrast of the subsurface scattering called SSS. And also you can give it a tint. This is completely up to you, so you can always make it fit to your scene perfectly. You can also click on the global scalar parameter value on top. Hold Shift and right click. This means you can copy all the parameters And then you can just go to the details panel inside your mi_needlesb material and just hold shift and left click, and then you have an instant copy of all those parameters. So you don't need to type in the exact same values every single time. This is just a tip for you guys. Here I'm increasing the subsurface scattering intensity just to see how this is gonna react when we use extreme values. But of course you should always go for a little bit of subsurface scattering here. So I can open up the mi_needlesb also, like I told you. When I go back to my details panel, I can just shift a right click here for the material A, and then I can switch into the material B and shift and hold shift, left click, and everything is copied instantly. And on the bottom you're gonna have a tint, just in case if you want to have a little more greenish spruce trees or maybe more yellow. This is completely up to you. When we go to the wind folder, this is the transform provider, so all the bone names are inside there and being connected to the black spruce trees. So you don't need to touch it, and you shouldn't. Everything is set up for you. And here if I zoom out, you can see the scale and the huge amount of trees being scattered. I still can maintain 50 plus FPS easily. I'm just flying through the trees here. If you want to migrate all the black spruce, click on the folder, right click, and then hit migrate. He's gonna ask me to save this one. Yes, I'm gonna save this one, of course. A new window is gonna pop up and everything is connected. So he's gonna migrate every single thing. Just hit OK. But here you can see the global foliage blueprint. And this BP global foliage asset is pretty important. You can migrate it, and you need to make sure once you have this one ready for the migration process also, you need to have the procedural vegetation editor enabled. So you need to go to edit and plugins and enable the procedural vegetation editor. Also inside your project settings you need to have the so-called Nanite foliage enabled. And here I'm showing you the path of the original global foliage blueprint. It's inside your engine folder. This is the one you need to use. And once you click on that and have this in your scene, you can control the wind speed, which also acts as the wind intensity. And once you migrate, you need to click on your project inside your documents, Unreal projects, and then click on your own project, open this one up and click on content and then just apply. And that's it. You then gonna have all the trees with the material and wind, basically everything, and you are ready to paint. Another quick tip is when you go inside these skeleton meshes, you can search inside the details panels of each of those skeleton mesh assets. And when you search for a wind, you can also change the so-called influence of each hierarchy. So you can increase or decrease the wind influence for the trunk, or you can also just increase or decrease the wind influence for the branches. It's already been set up for you guys, so it's not really mandatory, but just in case if you're wondering how to control different influence of the bone hierarchy, this is gonna be inside your skeletal mesh. And when you search inside the details panel for wind, you're gonna find the wind influence. And that's actually the coolest part of this whole workflow, because at that point we're skipping the procedural vegetation editor's tree generation entirely. we're not using its built-in tree creation tools at all. Every one of these trees was modeled by hand from scratch as my own black spruce collection. Well, to be honest, not everything is really by hand, because yeah, I'm using also some procedure workflows since this is a SpeedTree 10 collection. So 5 black spruce trees, millions of triangles each. You can see around 2,000 of those trees being scattered here live. Nanite optimized, custom bone-driven wind, like I already told you, and completely free to download. The link is in the description. It's for personal use, and if you end up loving these trees and want to support the work long term, I will also be publishing them on the Fab Marketplace for lifetime access, and I'm gonna link this one also inside the description. If you're into Unreal Engine 5.8, environment art, and game dev tools like this, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.